This is no joke. China hasn't built the biggest navy on the face of the earth, military islands in the South China Sea, over 27 bases of different kinds in our hemisphere, a deep water naval base in Somalia, where my great uncle fought on Guadalcanal. You have China with a base on the western coast of Africa facing us, killer satellites, nuclear missiles. You think they're building all that to defeat Taiwan? They're building all that to defeat us. They're not going to be satisfied with Taiwan. We must prepare for war against China, not because we want war, not because we're going to cause war, but because they want war. They've only communicated it 10,000 different ways, whether it's violating our airspace, navigable waters, threatening our ships, threatening our country, threatening our people. What else can they do short of attacking? They're not going to be satisfied with Taiwan. This is a big damn deal. And we don't have the military brass in the Pentagon to deal with this. The Secretary of Defense or Secretary of State. We've never been so weak. That's what Xi sees. He sees what I see.
Well, what you just heard was Mark Levin on Sean Hannity's show, literally pouring his heart out, warning the American people that we are literally on the brink of war with China. A war, by the way, that China seems to absolutely want. I mean, they have been flexing their muscles with Taiwan over and over and over again. And I'm going to show you some articles on that should really send chills down your spine. But the truth of the matter is, we are looking at potentially going to war. We are literally face to face with war with China and maybe even Russia. I mean, the crap's literally hitting the fan right now, and the Biden administration is overseas having a good old time with his son. Not only that, but the Biden administration is completely destroying our military base. I mean, he's sending billions and billions of dollars over to Ukraine, literally depleting our military resources that we have right here in the United States of America. He's also making our U.S. military go woke, which is really encouraging not a lot of Americans to join the military, but rather turn the other cheek. He tried to implement his vaccine mandate, succeeded for some time there in the United States military. We're still seeing repercussions of that in sections of it, and literally kicking people out of the military for being conservatives or MAGA supporters. So basically what's happening here is our military is being depleted, our resources are being depleted, and he's even, by the way, selling our precious petroleum reserves over to the enemy, China, while China is laughing their freaking butt off on our country and literally building blockades or running simulations of blockades around Taiwan. I mean, something really doesn't add up here. Could Joe Biden be some kind of foreign agent, considering he's had his pocket in the communist Chinese? He's had his hand in the communist Chinese pocket for quite some time. And this, by the way, our FBI and DOJ won't even do an investigation on him on. They just ignore it and turn the other way. Meanwhile, our literal sovereignty is at stake here in the United States of America. I hate to say it, but yeah, there's a lot of bad things happening right now, but this is also at the top of the list. I mean, really, we've got water wars here in Arizona and Nevada and California. We've got inflation that's smacking us all in the face, the economy that's about to burst, and potential World War III, maybe with Russia and China, if not China. I mean, let me just show you some of the stuff that is going on so you can really hone in. And the first article here is on South China Morning Post, but this is something that is happening here. China cuts U.S. Treasury holdings to lowest level since global financial crisis. China's holdings of U.S. Treasury slid to U.S. $859.4 billion in January from $867.1 billion in December, representing a 6-month straight decline. Look, if you wanted to go to war with a particular country, you would start cashing out those treasuries. And by the way, I have been warning about this till I've been red in the face about a potential war with China on restrictedrepublic.com. And look, me and Justice Knight get in so much deeper on what's truly going on internationally that you really have to get off these alternative platforms and get over there. I can't stress that enough. We're people powered and people funded, and we give you the real news that the mainstream media is not delivering to you. And right now, by the way, you can get it for $5 per month. Use that coupon code Trump to take advantage of that special offer, and that's for the entire first year. You get it for $5 a month. But on top of it all, on top of them cashing out their treasuries, how about the fact that they are also doing large drills that simulate a complete blockade of Taiwan? Take a look. This is abcnews.com. China ready to fight after 3 days of large-scale military drills around Taiwan. Chinese military drills simulated a blockade to seal off Taiwan. Chinese military declared that it is ready to fight after wrapping up 3 days of combat drills simulating a blockade to seal off Taiwan. The Taiwanese Defense Ministry said on Monday it tracked a record 91 Chinese fighter jets in the final days of the exercise, with dozens of warplanes crossing over the sensitive maritime median line of the Taiwan Strait. The drills involved Su-30 and J-11 fighters, Navy destroyers, and missile speedboats practicing to encircle Taiwan. China said it was simulating attacks on key targets, with the People's Liberation Army even releasing an animation of what hitting those targets would look like. And here's just another CNN article. China appears to simulate first aircraft carrier strike on Taiwan. And speaking of Daily Mail, China releases a video showing how it would bombard Taiwan in an invasion as it completes massive war games around island and declares itself ready to fight. And here's that video footage you can see there. This is just straight up, and I think this is way, let me rephrase that. This is way more than some kind of fear tactic. This is them practicing and ready to fight, which they very clearly stated. The truth of the matter is, if the Chinese fully encircle the island like they did with this simulation, right, Taiwan would then be totally cut off from the United States. They'd be cut off from us. They'd be cut off from all of our help, right? Not only that, but we could go in and say we could try to break this blockade. But if we try to break the blockade, that would mean that we would have to shoot at China, thus igniting a war, right? A war would be between the United States and China would have begun at that point, not just Taiwan, right? And we've got some legal obligations, I guess, to do that. But I mean, we're talking about something that very well could happen really soon here, right? On top of it, take a look at this article, because it also says that the U.S. is kind of flexing their muscles a little bit back. Right here, CNN.com. U.S. Navy sells near South China Sea island militarized by China. This is really recently, right around the time of their drills, right? Then we also have Senator Graham. U.S. needs China to know that if they blockade Taiwan, the U.S. is going to blockade China. You do that, we'll do this, says Senator Graham. Huh. And if we do go to war with China, I wonder what's going to happen then between Russia and Ukraine. It's not looking good. In fact, take a look at the sun.co.uk. Stranglehold. Chinese blockade of Taiwan could spark World War III if chilling plan to strangle island takes place, warns expert. And let's not forget this as well. This is on NBC News. Air Force General predicts war with China in 2025, tells officers to prepare by firing a clip at a target and aim for the head. He's saying we could go to war in 2025 or by 2025 with China. I did a whole report on it on Restricted Republic. Hopefully you guys saw that report, but that's just a reminder of how volatile things can be. But here's something else to think about, right? If we end up at war with China, think about this for a moment. How many products in the United States of America are made by China? All you got to do is look on the bottom of some kind of product that you have in your house, and chances are, hey, made by China. Oh, and speaking of made by China, how about those prescription drugs that we are on here in the United States of America. Well, most of those come from China, right? Made in China includes most U.S. medicines. Expert says it's mind-boggling. Huh. So all those prescription meds, if they come from China, we're in a crap ton of trouble. If they just don't come anymore, you might want to look at your options. I mean, really, we rely on so much from China that we're looking at war, but we're also looking at a lot of repercussions here in the U.S. to not only our prescription and medical industry, but also things like our chip industry, our technological industry, and many other things that are manufactured in China. Bible talks about wars in the latter days as well. Anyhow, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to be real. That is the world in which we are living in. I pray to God that doesn't ever happen at all. I really do. I don't want it to happen. I never want to see it happen. And it's not something I ever want. So I pray against it every single day. But God forbid that this happens, especially under the invalid that we have in the White House. Anyhow, with that, I love you all. As a quick reminder, I want to just remind you, get on over to we'reforkedup.com. This is absolutely free, by the way. There's no charge. But this is our new website. It's just about food, fun, travel, entertainment. Lots of fun things that we do. We went to New Orleans. We went to Sedona. We're going to Vegas here soon. And we post just some really good videos that you can watch that really just kind of bring a smile to your face. So check it out at we'reforkedup.com and subscribe. There's no fee. It's absolutely free. It's just fun to bring a little smile to our faces in these horrible times. Anyhow, I love all you guys. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven signing out.